So before we get into today's video, I was just hoping that you guys could send some good vibes or prayers or whatever you might believe in or whatever you might do to my grandfather. He's currently having some stomach issues right now. He got admitted to the ER yesterday. Unfortunately, he's still there having these issues. I'm actually heading over to the ER after I finish this video up. I won't be able to stream tonight because my grandmother wants me to stay over at her place tonight. So we'll start the streams back up on Thursday. But if y'all can send some prayers, some good vibes and all that sort of stuff. It doesn't seem like it's going to be a super horrible thing. But yeah, I just want him to get out of there because he doesn't like places like that. So thank you guys in advance for that. So Arcade1Up. I definitely have a love-hate relationship with the company. There's lots of things that I like about them, and there's lots of things that, I really don't. One thing that I've always been saying recently, though, is I've kind of grown out of the experience for a lot of these games, unless they're sort of unique experiences that you could only get at the arcade. I wasn't just super interested in collecting these anymore. It doesn't help that I also ran out of room in my arcade room, but I can always make room for stuff if you give me the goods. Well, some new Arcade1Up cabinets have been sort of leaking throughout the past couple of months, but now we have even more confirmation of these, and I think it's pretty much a foregone deal. I think it's pretty much a foregone conclusion that these cabs are indeed coming. So this latest leak is coming to us from Gamefly. Yes, Gamefly still exists. You should be using Gamefly to rent some of your games. It's a lot better than paying $50, $60, $70 for a game that you don't even want to play, and if they're a few hours because you don't like it. But Gamefly actually listed some Arcade1Up cabinets for this upcoming year, and there were some definite interesting things on this list. So as you can see here, the games are including things like Marvel vs. Capcom 2 getting a cabinet, NFL Blitz getting a cabinet, and Time Crisis getting a cabinet. Now, I'm good on fighting game cabinets. I feel like I have enough. I feel like a lot of people have enough. Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is, of course, a very iconic game, but I'm more interested in the other two, NFL Blitz and, of course, Time Crisis. Now, NFL Blitz, for me personally, I do really enjoy the game, but when it comes to my sports fandom, I'm definitely more of a basketball guy. I'm more into the NBA side of things. I do love playing NFL Blitz. I think it's super fun, but for me, it's kind of a pass just because I prefer NBA and NBA Jam, and I have my NBA Jam cabinet, but I think a lot of people are going to like NFL Blitz. But I think the biggest thing out of all this has to be Time Crisis, because Time Crisis is a light gun game. Now there is that whole, what's that, buck hunter or whatever the hell it is, the game where you shoot deer and different sorts of wildlife, because I don't know, Big Buck Hunter, that's the name of it. That game does exist, but people want games like Time Crisis, House of the Dead, Virtual Cop, and I think Time Crisis is interesting because it has that whole dodge mechanic where you step on the part on the base of the system and then you duck. Now, my question is, let's say that these cabinets are coming this year. What other games are going to be on them? The Marvel vs. Capcom 2 one, I'm not too concerned about that. They could put a bunch of fighting games on there. That's whatever. NFL Blitz, there are various versions of NFL Blitz that exist. So once again, you just put a bunch of different versions of that game on there. But with Time Crisis, I think that's where things get more interesting. Is Time Crisis just going to be the one game? Will there be multiple versions of Time Crisis available on this? Will there possibly be something like Point Blank on there, which is another Namco game that was a light gun shooter from that time frame? I don't know, but out of these three cabinets, definitely Time Crisis, I would probably end up snagging. I would find some room for it because I just love light gun shooters. And, the fact that it's a pain in the ass to play a light gun shooter on an HD TV, the fact that, light gun shooter cabinets are huge and there's a lot of things that go along with it, I feel like this is something that they really need to lean into. If they leaned into racing games, Daytona USA, and games like this, light gun games like Virtual Cop, House of the Dead, it's bizarre that they're doing Time Crisis before those, in my opinion. But hey, a lot of people love Time Crisis. But lean into this sort of stuff because that's what's going to make you unique. That's what's going to make you stand out. People are already modding their cabinets to put whatever games on there. But if you make a racing game or you make a light gun shooter, you're really upping the availability of these consoles as far as, the excitement level, stuff like that. Obviously, Terminator 2 was a big hit for a lot of people. I was not buying that damn thing with one game. But alas, these are the games that appear to be coming this year in 2020. 2022 from Arcade1Up. Do any of these new leaks interest you? Are you done with Arcade1Up collecting, or are you going to jump in, or are you going to jump back in like me? Because I might have to snag that Time Crisis. It depends what games are on there. Because I'm not the biggest Time Crisis fan in the world. I prefer the Sega first-person light gun shooters. But if there's a couple games on there, I probably would end up buying it. And finally, what's the worst part about Nintendo Switch Online? Is it the lack of things like folders and the lack of customization? No. Is it the sporadic uploading of things like games added to online services such as the Super Nintendo, the NES, and then when they do add games to the service, they're usually kind of crappy on that side of things? No. Is it the lack of any sort of roadmap for when any of these games are going to come up? No. The worst part about Nintendo Switch Online is that godforsaken phone app. Okay, it's the stupidest thing in the world. As just a complimentary thing, okay, whatever. As a mandatory thing in order to voice chat with people, and in order to talk to people while playing these games, it's stupid. It's stupid, and there's no rhyme or reason for it. There is built-in voice chat in many Nintendo Switch games that are from smaller third-party companies. Friday the 13th has built-in voice chat. This was a budget game, and it was even, based on where you were located on the map. So if, Jason Voorhees was far away from you, you couldn't hear Jason, but if he got closer to proximity chat, that's the word I'm looking for. That game featured proximity chat. Yet, I have to use a phone app in order to talk to someone if I don't use Discord. Well, the phone app got a big update, kiddies, and let's just look at it, because it's even weirder than I thought. So here's what's been updated on the Switch mobile application. You can now send friend requests using your friend code. Accepting a friend request requires a Nintendo Switch console. You are now able to copy your friend code as a URL and or save it as a QR code, which others can then use to send you friend requests. Other minor changes have been implemented. System requirements have been updated to iOS 14.0. So it's obviously based on being able to send friend requests from your Switch phone application. But in order to accept the friend request, you can't simply just accept the request on the phone application. You have to accept it on your Nintendo Switch. Why? Why would you make an additional step with this? Like, if somebody sends me a friend request, it doesn't matter how they send it to me. Like, I should just be able to accept it from this mobile app. Do you know how much easier that would be? And instead of going into your Nintendo Switch and having to look at all of your pending friend requests, if you could just do it from the mobile app. But no, you could send the friend request from the app, but you can't accept it from the app. What is this? What is this, Nintendo? This phone app, you know what? You gave it an honest effort. You gave it a decent try. This is what you wanted to do. You wanted to be a little bit different. You wanted to be a little bit out there. Okay, I get it. That's kind of what you do. But it didn't work. Okay, it did not work out. But you keep trying to force it. You keep trying to, focus in on this as an essential part of the Switch Online experience, which just makes things extra cumbersome. And, it's... I hate to be super negative, but the online stuff, it's going backwards. You had Wii Speak. You had a voice chat thing that you plugged into your Wii, and you could do voice chat with that natively. But now on this system, and the Wii U, same sort of thing. Now on this system, I have to use a phone application with my friend requests that are friend codes and stuff like that. Protect the children. It's like, at some point in time, the parents have to take responsibility for this. And with over 110 million units sold of the Switch, there should be an easier way to communicate with people. I should be able to send a basic message to my friend. I should be able to send, in-game requests. It shouldn't be contingent on the game. It should just be something baked into the OS of the Nintendo Switch Online stuff. But yeah, so if you've ever been like, I really want to send a friend request via the phone app to someone on their Nintendo Switch, but they have to accept it on their Nintendo Switch. Boys and girls, your time has come. Your time is here. Enjoy that sunshine. Enjoy that shine that you now get from this, because it's very exciting. It's very, very exciting. Alrighty, so that's going to do it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Be sure to let me know what you think of everything in the comment section down below. Are you interested in any of these Arcade1Up cabinets? If not, that's cool. I understand your mileage definitely varies with a lot of these, especially at the price point that they've been hawking them at, $700. You better come with some high quality stuff or an experience that I can't get elsewhere. And of course, the Switch Online mobile app. Are you how excited are you for this? On a scale of 1 to 10. Now you can send that friend request from your phone. But you can't accept it. Kind of negates the point of it, in my opinion. And as always, guys, thank you for checking out this video. Like I said at the start, please send some good vibes, some good prayers over to my grandpa. I'm heading over there now to go see him. And then, yeah, I won't be home tonight, so no stream tonight. And as always, I'll catch you guys on the next video. Later.